Hey everyone, it's Sam, aka Topshotmate, and this is Topshot Tuesday, episode 6. Today we brought on co-founder Justin from Own the Moment. He came on board and shared his experience with blockchain, Topshot, and their product, the website, Own the Moment. Stick around. He gives some great insight into analysis and what it looks like in the future, some utility, and we take a deep dive into their website. Thanks, hope you enjoy it. Let's have a look here.
This is Justin. Are you guys able to hear me?
Yay!
Yeah, we got you, man.
Welcome.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
No.
Desktop, it did not want to work.
No, that's all right.
Yeah, it's always a bit funny on desktop for some reason.
I'm in the Discord help, and apparently maybe I need to download the desktop application, but it wouldn't work on browser. I don't know. But glad we got it working. I'm on mobile now, so we'll work with it.
Thank you so much.
We're here. So welcome, Justin. I'm Brad, and Sam. So we'll get started right with the introduction questions from some of our community members. So T. Francisco asked, so when and how did you first hear about Topshotmate?
Yeah, so for me, it was part of the Bale's tweet heard around the world. I come from the daily fantasy sports background, and January 14th, 15th probably took around 48 hours of starting off with a bit of a critical viewpoint towards it, and then very quickly just realizing the massive benefits of this compared to kind of the collector's card market. I've personally been working in blockchain technology for the past 7 years on the enterprise side. So having that kind of the sports aspect, the technology really come together is, once I kind of dove in and realized just the value of this and kind of the long-term promise of you don't have all of those pain points that exist in the other forms of kind of real world collectibles, and embracing the technology and actually just not, putting a physical thing on the blockchain and then selling it, but really, taking advantage of the digital components, the actual, the unique characteristics that blockchain affords you. I think it was fantastic, and that's where very quickly, dove right in and just loved it.
Yeah, that's very similar to, I'd say, Sam and I. That's our sort of time that we joined as well, around about mid to late Jan, so we're probably around the same time, which is great. So Marius has asked, why did you start Own the Moment?
Yeah, that's a great question, because as I said, those 48 hours, we really dove in and found so much passion for the actual Topshot product, but realized that beyond Topshot, there just wasn't much there to kind of support the user. And so my co-founder and I, TJ Lasig, we were kind of just chatting in Slack, and we're like, hey, we need to find a way to kind of provide, whether it's content, education, discussion, whatever it is, but there needs to be something else around Topshot for people who have, this excitement, this engagement around it. And other than the Topshot Discord, where else were you to go? And so we started off with a podcast, and it was kind of the same conversations that he and I were having in Slack around, oh, what do we think about these moments? What do we think about these sets? What do you think about these different dynamics? And so we started off with the show. We got a lot of positive feedback there, and we realized, what? We need to figure out, how do we actually turn this into analytics, tools, data? So we started off like we had our own Excel spreadsheets, and we were scraping the data and pulling it into our spreadsheets and using this to kind of support us. And we're like, this would be valuable for everyone else. And at the time, I think it was probably, you had Veerman and his great intangible site. Yeah. You had Evaluate still really in the early days, and we were like, what? We as super users, passionate users of this platform, want to build the tools, the content, the analysis, the community that we would want ourselves. And that was really our driving force for kind of building Own the Moment, not only from the shows and the podcasts, the website, so otmnft.com for those not aware, and then another Discord community as well, where people can kind of just take that the education, the learnings, the passion, and kind of just share it with others.
That's awesome. No, that's awesome that you have been able to identify and provide all of that for the community, and the tool's definitely great. And we're going to have a chance to just go through it for those that haven't had a chance to explore the site itself as well. But you're collecting at the moment, Justin?
Am I what? Yes, collecting. Yeah,
Yep.
I think just let's see. Most recently, I completed the Holo Challenge for the Halliburton, and then
nice.
yesterday I was doing a refresh of some Top Shot debut moments because I actually put out some analysis in a show last night that was showing that the Top Shot debut moments are probably still undervalued.
Yeah.
And as I was doing that research, I was like, that Paul George, that Carmelo Anthony, that Zach LaVine, I think these are great values. And so even though I'm still taking a bit more of a, cautious and strategic approach to where I invest that money, we can't just go forward and throw money at anything and just collect whatever it is anymore. So we really got to use the resources we have and the education to be more strategic in our collection.
Yeah, 100%. What was the very first moment that you bought on Topshot? Nick Rose, actually from the community, asked that.
So I actually just looked at this now that there's new, the transaction history, and I was trying to put myself in the mindset of what I was thinking when I bought this. But it was a Series 1 Top Shot debut moment of Terrence Davis, and it was number 19, and I got it for $100. And trying to think, because I must have saw the number 19 and thought that was like a good deal as a low serial for $100.
Yeah.
Very quickly after, I kind of changed my collector's mentality for focusing more on just kind of the low ask and collecting the moment rather than the serial.
Yeah.
And obviously it ebbs and flows and there's both, but I have no affinity or strong love for Terrence Davis. No offense to him either. But love that was just kind of my first one.
Lucky number 19. That's my birthday. That might be a trivia question. Just kidding. No, we don't know.
I love it.
That's awesome. So you collect. Which team do you support? Who? And do you have a personal collection that you chase when you're collecting moments?
Yeah, so I'm from Tampa, Florida. We unfortunately, we have major sports. We do not have a basketball program. So my basketball fandom started with my father, who's from Cleveland. And so unfortunately I have a lot of Cleveland sports fandom in my background, which other than maybe a couple up years has been more of a struggle than an enjoyment, but still a Cleveland Cavaliers fan, still a LeBron fan and everything from there. So with my Top Shot account, the Cavs are definitely my default homepage. But I would say in my older years, I've become more a fan of players rather than teams. And so, for example, maybe it's like I went to Wake Forest, which is the same school that Chris Paul went to. So a big fan of Chris Paul. I love the style of Jokic. And so I think, he's an underrated player. And so my fanhood has grew there. And then there's players who we got a great deal on a Devin Booker Cosmic, and that created my fandom for him. So that now I'm continuing to, I'm a huge proponent of just watching him, love his style and everything. But I don't think I would have had that if it wasn't for Top Shot, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, that's great. That's really cool. I like that. I'm sort of the same. I like to follow players. I do that across all sports, so I definitely get that as well.
So I see in the chat the Tampa Bay Raptors. That's a fantastic addition over the past couple months.
Indeed.
So, Justin, what are people's first reaction when you tell them that your job's centered around a new and emerging technology such as Topshot?
Yeah, to be honest, no one's really that surprised because my jobs for the past 8 years has been around this space or emerging technology. I worked at a financial services institution and I led their emerging technology team. I then focused in 2014 on blockchain strategy for that same company. And then a couple of years back, I moved over to a different firm in the consulting and I lead the blockchain research for that team. So without a doubt, my world has always been focused around being on the front edge of these kind of leading edge emerging technologies. And now, given my sports background as well, actually in college, I worked for a sports agency. I've always been a huge sports fan. The combination of the sports with the blockchain coming together is just an amazing confluence of events.
Yeah, it's a bit of a game changer for you, I could imagine.
It's a bit serendipity, isn't it? That everything seems to come together all into one. Sports, you've come from your DFS background, blockchain as well, and like you've seen Swish, and I guess, and that's probably another one of the drivers for your site as well, to give something for the community, to get them, to help them make better analysis and some information for Topshot as well.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I mean, it's interesting because like from a data stance, like the blockchain's transparent. So there are lots of sites that can provide that level of transparency to the data and be able to play with it. But I think that next level is, how do you turn data into insights? How do you turn it into actionable insights? And so for people that are interested in Swish, maybe there's an additional element. So we provide player rankings, so you can kind of get that additional angle. Maybe there's probably a lot more we can do as well to integrate for people who are interested in that Swish market. But I think from a collector's wise, it's how do we take that data and really convert it to the actionable insight to make sure that people have the education breeds confidence. And so if you can better understand why your Malik Monk moment is decreasing in value so much, because as the circulation increases, that'll be a better experience for that user,
100%.
for that collector. Now knowing, okay, maybe next time I don't buy it when the circulation is only 2%, 5%, because I know a lot of people, like, they see a new moment, they're like, I love that, I want that, I want to collect it.
Yeah.
Right. And you know what? If I get it before everyone else, that means I'm more of a fan, and maybe his price will go up or his value will go up because I was ahead of the game. And the challenge is, if you don't understand the other dynamics, such as the circulation count, that's going to outweigh any of your, even if he has a couple of 50-point games.
Yeah, 100%. And just to use an example, and this is not a pump, this is not a push for anything. Like, I've been looking at LaMelo's second common that's been out there at the moment. I've been just looking at that price, and I was just like, I want to buy it, I want to buy it, I want to buy it, I want to buy it. But then I realized the other day that there's still like 10,000 that haven't released into circulation yet. So I'm like, I'm going to hold. I'm going to really hold. I'm going to wait and see what I'm going to do with it. But this kind of segues into the question. It's not a pump question. Justin, Seba1985 asks, what rookies from this year's class do you see as having the biggest potential upside, using your data or using your sports knowledge, or which one do you think?
Yeah, so when we say potential upside, let's talk about that in two different references. So I think there's, on the court NBA upside, who is the player who's probably not well known, but like still has the potential to be one of the top, maybe let's say 3 rookies. And I think that's probably Patrick Williams. I think because just the Bulls have not been too exciting of a team. You still have Zach LaVine on the team, who's just putting up bad numbers when he's healthy. And I think Patrick Williams, he was still 4th overall draft pick. I think he has the potential to be kind of a perennial all-star going forward.
Yeah, wow.
Now that's obviously probably still the higher range of his outcome, but I still think that's in the realm of possibility. If we're talking upside from an actual moment from a collector's angle, I think personally I would go with Kyra Lewis. And I think the reason there is his moment is, very affordable right now, just because he doesn't have line of sight to high playing time. When Lonzo Ball likely leaves during free agency, I think that completely opens up that playing time for Kyra. And from some talent evaluators in the league, they still see that he has mass potential. Compare him maybe to like a De'Aaron Fox style. And that's one where, there's a risk that, it just doesn't work out for him. But if we're saying, I think the question was biggest potential upside from a collector aspect, he's a player that I want to really be in ahead of the game. And I am.
Awesome. That's good analysis there for combining both the player NBA aspect and also the data, like you said, using that all together. Definitely something that we could look at using as well.
So last sort of question before we go into the demo. So Cataline has asked, what do you see coming as the utility of moments when the pandemic allows more people to interact?
I think there's
real life sort of utility.
Such vast opportunities here. And I can say from my day job, doing some consulting in this space for companies around NFTs, Topshot is without a doubt leading edge, but they're not the only ones. This is something that is highly being discussed across the kind of in-person event space for how do we really link these digital assets, these NFTs, with the real world experiences. And whether you have something around access based where you actually need to authenticate to prove your fandom, your acceptance, your being part of the club because of your portfolio, whether it's in you then have the inverse aspect. And I love what Rohan tweeted a couple days ago, where it was a picture of the drones creating a QR code. And his immediate idea was this would be a great way to do a hyper local drop of an NFT of a Topshot or whatever the sport is. Imagine you're at that sporting event and these drones, and they say like, "Hey, open your app, show the camera at it, and now everyone in that area gets it, gets the NFT." And that kind of shows that you were truly at that game when something great happened.
Yeah.
And I think that's the example where it's twofold. It's not only how do we make sure these current NFTs have some form of real world utility, but also my real world events, how do we link them back to these to get the NFTs as well? And how do we join those two experiences is really the value.
Definitely. I think, and you've probably heard all of the suggestions if you've been around, like people wanting like autographed, and like I was thinking if NBA players have a tag, they can come in, tag your phone, you get an autograph, stuff like that. But yeah, like just like stuff like that really make it more tangible for users. Like you said, not just what we have right now, but the future utilities and everything else that they can have as well. So let's have a quick demo of your site. I'm going to share my screen, and let's hope this works. Let's hope this works. 1 second. Okay. Can you see my screen, Justin? Because I'm going to ask you to help me guide me through your site so we can get everyone else to have a look at it as well.
Okay. Yes, I can. I just click
Awesome.
watch stream, and I can see our homepage right now. Fantastic.
Awesome. And I'll just check if the channel can see it as well. Actually, WCH, well, we'll just check everybody can see. Cool. Thank you, Integrity. Yeah, WCH said the same thing. It'd be cool to get QR codes on tickets as well. If it is a single card user, then people can use it, spread it outside the game. Yeah, that's pretty interesting as well. Awesome.
And I think why do we need tickets anymore? Companies, the Mavs have already talked about it. Organizations that are running events, they want to have information about their customer base. Yes, from marketing angle. Yes, also from a security angle. What if there's an opportunity as well for the secondary market, where when they issue an NFT, if that ends up being sold elsewhere, they can collect a royalty, so they receive 20% of that next sale as well. And you also now get new information about who your customer is, so that helps from a marketing angle to better understand who's attending your games, and also from that security in a few different lenses as well.
Yeah, so much possibility out there for us to use. So looking at your site, Justin, tell me, if I am a brand new user to the site, what's the one thing that I need to look at, or what's the best thing that you can excite me with when I look at Own the Moment?
Yeah. And so the way we like to think about it is like use cases, or like, why am I going to the site right now? And let's use a couple different examples. One is, I just want to know what's going on in the market. So I go to OTM NFT, and this is the initial page that I see. I can get an idea for, where some excitement, what's going on with the top gainers, whose values have gone down the most. And usually you can kind of see and get some ideas around like, okay, why has that happened? And same thing with the sets, and a lot of people are really on the move right now for trying to collect complete sets, or even if not complete, they usually favor one set or the other. So it's helpful to kind of get an idea for how are my sets doing and where there's excitement, as well as where there might be potential values.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the general idea of that homepage is just hey, you got 15, 20 seconds, maybe a minute or two. You just want to flip on this, flip on the site real quick just to see how the general market is going. And so I think that's a kind of a initial stance.
Yeah, I love the dashboard look. When you, like you said, when you open up the page, the first thing you see is like your moments, so individual things as well, heading into the sets. And then I love the challenges, like just seeing what current challenges are at the moment, and getting that snapshot overview of it.
Yeah, without a doubt, the most traffic that we end up seeing is always around the challenges. And I think that's probably the primary differentiator where the majority of users say like, hey, here's the primary reason why I come to OTM. And so let's click on, let's say the cool, there's a lot of people that are really into this.
And early on, that was much just through Greg, right? We're all relying on Greg to put up his infographics on Twitter so we could find out who was doing each challenge early on.
Yep, exactly. And Greg Rowe was doing some fantastic work there, and I love his daily.
Still love his work. Yeah,
are always interesting.
Yeah, and if you don't know who Greg is, go check him out on Twitter. He's got a lot of great content for Topshot users. So shout out to Greg.
Greg Murray. There might be another. I'm not sure, but yeah, Greg Murray.
Greg Murray. Cool Cats 5.
Yeah. So when we're on the so we're on the challenges page. We've really thought about one of the things I've been doing for a while for the industry is providing these challenge analyses, just to really help people get a better understanding of what they can expect from these challenges. Because what we saw is, let's Davis as an example, a lot of people that challenge and left losing a lot of money, and that put a lot of a sour taste in their mouth, and maybe with the seeing stars and such as well. And so our goal is to we want experiences for the community to be positive. We want to increase the amount of information so the expectations, what people are getting into, are set. And so our goal isn't to say that, hey, if the challenge doesn't have a positive expected value, if the challenge, is too expensive, shouldn't do it, because at the end of the day, we're collectors.
Yeah.
The prices now really don't matter for a few years, and at the end of the day, we should collect for what we enjoy.
100%.
But we're hopeful that through better understanding data, you can have a better experience as a user. So if we look at the top here, we can see at the most basic level, how much is it going to cost me if I was to buy the low ask for the 5 moments right now? We can also see how that price has changed over the last 24 hours. And this graph will also show us over a period of time. If you look at the very, very left, you could see where the price for this started at $44 before that challenge was announced.
Yeah.
And probably the easiest point of a reference of what are these moments going to be worth after the challenge as well, because they don't hold utility value. But we can still just, we can track, and it's interesting. Those 2 little dips that you see.
Yeah.
John Jackson on Twitter, who references, those were when the most recent pack drops came out.
Yeah.
So it's cool to kind of see that, like, hey, there might be a small little buying opportunity when pack drops come out because prices go down. And then if we scroll down a little, so we understand now how much it's going to cost. We can see the move. We click on a player. We'll do that after to kind of get a bit more information. But I think what's cool here is about the completions, because we want to understand, okay, well, the value of the moment that I'm receiving, and to get an idea of a little more about that moment, is how many other people are also completing it. So we can see 5 out of 5, 5,430 people as of this fresh have actually completed the challenge. At the very top, we do update it by the minute. This one, I think, is a half hour. But then you can see, okay, well, how many people do we think are going to complete it? Well, another 350 already have 4 of them. Another 1,000 have 3, and another 5,000 to 6,000 have 2. So I think this kind of gives us a bit more of a mindset of, okay, how many people, and especially when we're talking about things like the MGLE challenge, Apollo, where there's fewer numbers, it's more important to understand, okay, what does this actual challenge reward look like? Yeah. And then if we scroll down a tiny bit more, this is where it was most valuable, I think, for people, for the Dwight Howard, for the Serge Ibaka, the Grant during the most recent Cool Cats, where we could see how many people needed each of these moments.
Yeah, wow.
Right now, you can tell the TJ McConnell and the Jermichael Green, 700 people who have 3+5s, the ones that we assess are likely trying to complete this, still need those moments. And so there is a high demand for those moments, and that might tell you, hey, whether or not you should grab it now or maybe wait a little in the future. And, we're not at the end of the day telling you what you should or shouldn't do. We're not even saying, hey, here's here's the blatant analysis on how we think it's going to happen. But we just want to provide you with tools and make it an easy to see, easy to digest information for you to kind of have confidence in your decisions.
I love that. I absolutely love that. Like the layout of the setup and the thought that you guys put into it is just amazing. I'm just going to scroll back up with just like clear indications. The graphs, the visuals are really great. That last part you mentioned is a mind blower to me, because looking at that 700, 731, not realizing how many people need that or how close they are. It's definitely a great tool for anybody that's trying to look at challenges, especially. Definitely an amazing tool for that. If there was something on your site, not challenge related, not necessarily anything like that, what's something that people can use for like a daily, weekly, monthly checkup on their moments, or when they're looking for collector's items out there? What's something that you can suggest?
Let's go to my favorite page. So if we scroll up to the top, we're going to go to what we have internally called the dingling page. So number one in jersey listings.
Good old dingling.
And so the origin of that, our kind of data lead, our tech lead, he built a spreadsheet for me just in Google Sheets that pulled in all the lowest asks for number one cereals. And I was the only one who had that data. I mean, other people could have made it themselves. But
yeah.
Just in our team, it's the one that I was interested in. And so I used it to make a couple purchases. And reluctantly, a little reluctantly, we just for the site once we kind of got it. And like if you check number ones and jersey numbers, so you can search the filter.
Yep.
In the middle area.
Number ones.
Click on number ones. Click on jersey numbers, and let's go filter.
Yeah, let's filter that. All right, let's give this a go. And let's see how.
Now we can see. My guess, I don't know right now. My guess is that low ask is going to be around 2,000 for the jersey numbers, and the low ask for the number ones is probably going to be around 5,500. Oof. It's rose up a little.
It's
and
going
Dingling
up.
has been busy.
He has been. So
but I love just this because I think it's like the serial numbers, the number ones. What are they going for? Occasionally, you'll see a value that really jumps down there. I have purchased 3 Topshot debut jersey numbers for players that really aren't that exciting. My thought process is, the player ends up joining the platform, they're going to want the jersey number of their Topshot debut. So why not grab that at a discount? Maybe I'll be able to make a relationship, sell that to the actual player later on. Who knows? Otherwise, it's and then at the very bottom of this, we have, I believe, the latest
transactions. Yeah, wow.
And now you can see why this is the dingling page.
This is the dingling page. Because
user 1, 2, 3, about 10 of those.
10 of those are dingling. That's crazy.
And I don't want to give away his secret, but what it appears from what we're seeing is if a number one cereal is at 5,000 or cheaper, he's taking it.
He's taking it.
If a jersey being around 2,000 or cheaper, he's taking it. And there's other things as well, but that's kind of what built up the floor or the baseline.
Your secret's exposed, dingling.
Buying up everything. Buying up all the number ones. Good for him though.
And what he's doing for the industry as well, I think, is valuable because a lot of these early adopters, they came in and they may have spent a couple thousand, 10,000, maybe even more than that, and they've really built up these portfolios that on paper have a significant amount of their net worth. And just from an investing 101, you want to make sure you're diversified. And so for a lot of these users, it is actually a high risk investment strategy or a high risk part of their net worth to have some of these moments be a high percent net worth. And so through making sales and providing a lot of that kind of relief through purchases, you offload some of that risk for those individuals who still might be bullish on the platform, but just want to kind of diversify a bit. And Dingling, who obviously has a background as a little more capital access, he's able to take for that risk because this may be a smaller part of his larger portfolio as a new person on it.
Yeah, 100%. Wow, I'm still amazed at the function of this number one in jerseys. That's awesome. Like just being able to look at all of that.
And then we've added the last mints too. I know some people like that as well. Last cereals.
Give me 1 second. I want to look at that.
Just a lot of And so here we see the prices. And this one, what I like to do is sort by the ratio of price to low ask. And we can see, so if you click on where it says price to lowest ask.
Yep.
Right. Yep. We'll see. Let's do one more. Sort the other way, so we're not just seeing these crazy 250Ks.
Of course.
All right, and so, all right, look at that. So, you wanted the hollow, Joker. His for 46 serial is basically at low end. Usually, we see it's around that 1.5 to 2x for the least expensive ones, or the least expensive ratio. But also, budget's not that high, and you want to scrolling, you can see, and it allows us as collectors to find new ways and new methods to improve and increase our collection.
1.43.
Yeah, and a lot of people, well, a few people seem like it's like, I know, Wade's all about his 88s and anything with 8s. So I'm not sure if you can make feel that, but be cool.
Yes, we will have where you can sort, I think, in the next couple of weeks.
Awesome.
We want to make this page specifically around those, the more desirable one jersey cereal.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome. That's definitely a great feature for anybody that's just new and wanting to see number one in jersey listings, and can't wait for that individual player listing numbers as well. Is there any tip or trick, anything that as a new user they want to see that we haven't shown them as yet, Justin?
I would say let's click on one of the players just so we can see what that data looks like. Standpoint. Let's use someone who has a bit more higher circulation.
Yeah.
I don't want to scroll down, or
actually, let's go back to.
Yeah, if you can go to moments.
Yep.
And so if you just pick any, let's just go S1 or yeah. There we go. We can pick. Let's pick out
Maxi.
Maxi Cleaver.
Yeah, there we go.
So right now, in initial sorting, you can see there, how much is it moved in price. I believe this moved up in price because there's speculation that it may be part of like a CC6 or something.
Yep.
And that's where there's been this strong climb. And so on this page, we really want to make sure we're providing all the data that is most valuable to the kind of collector. And so top left, you get that basic information.
Yep.
Top middle is where we start actually showing the movement. So over that 7-day, 48-hour period, lets you get a better understanding. Maybe there's value because it's going down, or maybe, it's going up and you decide you want, to think about how you want to adjust for your collection. And then down there where the listings percentage, I think listings percentage is extremely important. You get a better understanding, especially for challenges, where this price is going to go.
Yeah.
When we saw the Jeremy Grant, the listings actually got under about like 600 or so, which is where people got the idea that there may be a kind of a squeeze. So that's one of the things we monitor.
Okay.
And then the circulation left-hand side, especially for Series 1/1000s, which are the ones that, I'm always hesitant about buying anything right now until we get a better idea of how the rest of them are going to be distributed. But this gives us that sense of, okay, we see 92% are actually in collectors' hands. Yes, you've got 7% in packs that are not opened and probably aren't going to be opened anytime soon because the people seem to be just kind of holding them. But that gives us that increased confidence that, hey, this is a true price value in the market and it's not being artificially inflated due to a lack of real world supply because maybe they're still in the Topshot account or haven't been put in circulation yet.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome. That definitely is a great great tool to look at. The circulation distribution and the marketplace activity is fantastic. That's something that I haven't been focusing on as much, but I think a handy tool for anybody that's new to Topshot to analyze and make their decisions with buying moments. Compare moments, is that something that I haven't seen this one before? Can I click on that just quickly before we run into the giveaway?
For it.
Yeah. So if I click, so we're just comparing individual moments between. So if I'm a Maxi Cleaver collector, I'm just comparing against his other moments. Is that correct?
Exactly. So right now it's just with that one player, and it's the idea of, hey, I really like this one player, but I'm not sure which moment of that player I should buy. So let me compare his moments, and I can actually see, and maybe you'll see, okay, it may not be the best time to buy Maxi Cleaver because his price has gone up because of the challenge aspect, but maybe one of these others is telling me that, hey, there's a value here and I should kind of take a look, or, oh, hey, look, there's not that many listings on this. So maybe if I grab that collector now, the BOAS may increase or such. Different dynamics there. And pretty soon what you'll see is the ability to kind of compare two players who I love Devin Booker. I love Chris Paul.
Who am I going to get?
I only have enough capital to buy one right now. Let me take a look at both.
That's amazing. Some great features that you guys have planned in the works by the sounds of it. But that's awesome just to look at that and seeing like price wise as well. Like if you like Topshot debuts, that's not bad value for a Topshot debut for MaxiClip if I'm collecting the two, and he's on the decline as well, so I might spend a bit more on that. That's awesome. I love that feature. Especially a lot of people will probably more focus on individual players, as we've discussed earlier. They might focus on that rather than teams. So that's a great feature for users.
Great tool. Thinking back to when I first joined Topshot, there wasn't, half of what we've got now, and this is, in my opinion, to own the moment.
I appreciate that, and I can tell you,
Justin.
I don't think I would have made a Terrence Davis purchase in 19 if I first if I had this, but who knows?
100%. We've got a few more questions with Vision, and then we've got to run a giveaway. But I'm going to just briefly breeze through the questions for the Visions, just because we've kind of touched on a few of them. So you mentioned like individual number art searches and player comparisons. Is there any more upcoming features that you guys are having in the works?
Yeah, and so I don't want to. I'll probably get a bat to the head and give away too much product roadmap from our product team. But no, without a doubt, we're continuing to put out new features as we can, and we're also back. And I saw someone at the very beginning ask, like, "Hey, if can we add what it was maybe analysis on hacks or something?" So if there is ever any analysis here, please feedback. Please feel free to reach out to us, and we're more than happy to kind of consider that, incorporate and put it in our product roadmap. Because at the end of the day, we are trying to build the tools that make your lives easier, that increase your education, make you more confident in your purchases. And we feel that is our passion, to make sure that this ecosystem can continue to thrive long term. So one example, though, as I would say, is which I've already kind of teased, is being able to search by the serial number, as well as we really like the idea of be comparing between two different players. And for my challenge analyses, I think it's very important, because when I hear that Fred VanVleet is going to be the reward, I need to get an idea of, okay, what is his value going to be after the challenge when the word comes out, and being able to kind of compare VanVleet versus other moments and kind of see those prices. That's a very, very helpful aspect. And at the end of the day, as we said, you're between two players, you want to buy one. Let me compare those two right away.
Yeah, that's awesome. That would be great. Feature that you guys.
Let me give one more.
Yeah,
let me give one more. We are going to have the very soon. Maybe even by the end of this. So this way, for people who still fans of using Excel and such, and they kind of want to play with the data, maybe make charts, do whatever they want. Right now we're doing some internal testing for what's the best way that we can provide a CSV download of all of the data, and so I think that's crazy, and highly requested and very valuable.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody would love that. Somebody have a look at that. Actually, just briefly, you mentioned what's the best way to get in touch with you guys to give that feedback. I've got your Twitter here, Own the Moment NFT. Is there any other best ways to get in touch with you, the team?
Yeah, so that's probably the two best ways. So our DMs are open on the site, so anybody can feel free to reach out to us, and we try to respond to them all. We also OTM Discord, which that link right below there, you can sign up. Okay. And for the people in there, we have an open channel for the site kind of features and feedback, and so that's where there's a lot of great discussion around this too. Awesome.
It's always great. Like, we have the main Topshot Discord where everybody comes in and is introduced to the community, but it's also great to see all these other, like yourselves and everyone else, having their smaller communities build up from that. But we also try and make sure that we have users going to good quality community. So definitely, for everybody that's joining the stream today, follow Own the Moment on Twitter, jump into their Discord, ask them questions, get engaged with the community so we can make this a better experience for everyone as well. I'm just being conscious of time a little bit, Justin. So I've got a couple more questions, but I might actually just do them as tweets later on. Is that okay? I might shoot them over to you, and then we can answer them over in Twitter.
More than happy to. We can do speed round, we can do Twitter, whatever's easy.
Awesome. I'm gonna start the giveaway. So Brad, if you're gonna stick around, Justin, for a little bit, and then we'll ask you just some final questions. We're just gonna do the giveaway.
Sounds great. The giveaway is important. Gotta get those out.
Gotta get the people out. So Brad's just posted the Twitters to follow. Excellent. So if you're new and you're following us for the first time, we do Topshot giveaways. We're breaking open 2 packs today, pre-order base release 21, trivia questions, and big wheel questions or answers as well. So You've been sticking around listening. Thank you. Brad, if you can help for a second with the first question for the giveaway.
All right, so dropping a question to the Top Shot Tuesday chat. First one to get the right will win the moment and get to pick which moment they would like out of pack. So
good luck, everyone.
Up in 3, 2, 1. What was Justin's first moment? Ames.
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 Let me scroll up and see. I do indeed. Terrence Davis, number 19. Thank you for the number as well. Our guy, good guess with Patrick Williams. That's actually one that he liked. That's Justin's upside of rookie upside. Ames, congrats to you. And let us know which one you would like to open. Left side.
Left side.
Okay, let's go. Let's open up this pack. Good luck to you. That's a bit loud. Okay, left side. Good luck.
What do we got? Oh.
Duncan Robinson, 8320. Nice. Where is it from the deep? Robinson connected. 6 threes. They call Ames the pickle of trivia. They do indeed. Congrats. All right. Second question.
Someone's.
Ames confirmed. Thanks, man.
Okay, so next question coming up. 3, 2, 1. Well, the 3 new community reps. Tag all 3. Last one was a little bit predictable, so I
yeah, good man. I like it.
Up a little.
Gotta tag him. Get their names light up. Light up their names on the Discord channel.
Miami Heat.
I got James. Is that the one?
Yeah.
I got James.
Well done, James.
Well done. Congrats to you, James. Let us know, James.
Combo. I just wanted to
webhead. Integrity, good. It was tough, actually. Good call by Brad there for mixing up the questions there. Actually, where was that?
James has gone feeling lucky middle.
Lucky middle. Good luck to you. Dunk. Cody Zella. 31568. Congrats to you. All right. So the last moment we do is just the wheel. So I'm just going to spin that up. So if you answer the feedback before, this is where we spin the wheel. So good luck to those that entered.
Oh, we've got quite a few entries.
About 500, or 376, but there were multiple, so removed a few of them. And the winner is Eman23256. Congrats to you. And the moment that you've won is the last. Bradley Beal, nice. 8370. Great finish. All right, let's open the next pack because we've got office hours coming up and I do not want to run into that. All right, one more pack. Thanks, guys. Yep, we'll be wrapping up shortly so we can send you all to office hours with Jacob and the team.
All right, next pack. Question 1 is coming in
3.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Who does Justin see as potential rookies with most upside?
He's scrolling very quick, but I think I have Simpro.
Impro?
Good man.
Yeah.
I think it's funny.
Well done,
Some people are trying to guess what the question is. So I see
Always.
forced in there, just like maybe he's gonna ask this.
Maybe he's gonna ask this. Yeah, definitely. Something we're trialing definitely differently with regards to the tribute, but it's good to see that people are listening and participating. At least it's awesome, and that's what we want to do, right? We just want to make sure people having a bit of fun. But yeah, definitely we've seen some funny answers, for some questions. Simpro, which one you want? Happy dance indeed. Yeah, Seabear, we might do that actually. Well, we won't change the plan right now, but we definitely would look at that. Simpro, where we going? No one knows.
Impro, if you could just let us know which moment you'd like us to
middle. Please. All right, let's go. Good luck to you. Assist. Yay, Joker. Nice.
Nice
Joker, I love it.
Love that. God, he's great.
The big man. Look at that assist.
MVP badge eventually. Who knows?
Who knows? Definitely would hope for that.
He's playing like it. It's crazy.
MVP badges and Rook of the Years and all those kind of badges, definitely something that we would love to see in the community. Definitely love to see that. Last trivia question for the masses.
And it is coming in 3, 2, 1. What NBA team does Justin follow?
Ooh.
Wake Forest.
This was a bit tricky because we did get to, but Justin, you tell us which one is the team that you follow the most now.
I still got to go with the Cavs.
Got to go with the Cavs.
I've always been a Cavs fan.
Yeah.
Chris Paul and stuff is more just individual.
Yeah. So I've got here Dre.
Sorry.
Who's that?
Yeah, I've got Dre as.
Yeah. Awesome. Congrats to you, Dre. Which one do you want out of the left or right? Batman, Chungus boy. Left. Good luck to you.
What do we got?
Layup with Eric Gordon. Very nice. 20421. Unfortunately, Nikros, no, Mazzoni fooled you. None of the answers were spaghetti. But good shout out, good to see. And last of all is the big wheel winners. Good luck to you all. We got Val Big, you are our winner. And the moments that you've won is... What a way to end the night. Or the day, sorry. JaVale McGee, Cavs. Justin's on, Cavs fan. There you go.
How appropriate.
Look at that between the legs. That's awesome.
I actually really like that.
It's a great moment, actually. Yeah.
I like that.
Awesome.
Well, I know we're at time. I want to thank you guys for enjoyable, a great time talking with you all and getting the chance to kind of share a little about what we've been working on with the community. And
Absolutely.
As I said, more than happy if people do want to feel free to reach out, even just to talk about Topshot. Got thoughts on the site, got thoughts on anything. They're more than happy to. We love hearing from you all. Our number one passion is building this community. So anything we can do for you guys, just let us know.
Love your work, Justin. Thank you so much. Yeah,
it was great to have you on. And for the listeners, I've just dropped your Twitter into the chat. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, jump over and follow those guys. And if you let them know.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Thanks so much for your time today. Stick around if you want. Switch channels. You can jump into office hours with Jacob and the rest of the team. But Justin, thanks again. Brad, always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure, mate. Justin.
Cheers. Enjoy, y'all.
Thanks, heaps, guys. Take care. Bye.